Central Florida is one of the largest vacation rental markets on Earth, driven by Walt Disney World, Universal, SeaWorld, and the whole theme park ecosystem. So buying a short-term rental near Disney sounds like a slam dunk. But here's what most investors miss. This is not one market. It's dozens of micro markets, each with different rules, different buyers, and very different returns. In the next few minutes, I'll show you which communities actually allow short-term rentals, the real cap rates and occupancy you should expect, the cost sellers love to leave out, and the one regulatory trap that can sink the whole deal. I'm Ryan Solberg with MaxLife Realty, and I've represented short-term rental investors in Reunion Resort, Windsor Hills, Championsgate, Solterra, and the Kissimmee Corridor. Start with the single most important question, and it's not the property, it's the county. Osceola County is Central Florida's short-term rental hub. Almost everything marketed as Airbnb permitted near Disney sits in Osceola, Kissimmee, the Osceola side of Davenport, Championsgate, Union, Windsor Hills, Solterra, and dozens of purpose-built resort communities. Orange County, where Orlando proper sits, is far more restrictive. Most residential zoning there requires owner occupancy or prohibits short-term rentals outright. Now, the most expensive mistake I see, and it happens even in the right county. Here's how it goes. The buyer confirms the county allows short-term rentals. Then, they assume the community does too. They close on the property, and only then do they discover the homeowners association rules. The CC&Rs explicitly prohibit rentals under 30 days. The property is now legally unrentable as an Airbnb. The fix is simple and free. Read the CC&Rs before you make an offer. Your agent should pull them on any short-term rental purchase and look for a minimum rental period, a ban on transient or vacation rentals, or an owner occupancy requirement. So, which communities actually allow it? These are the major Osceola County resort communities whose own CC&Rs permit short-term rentals. Windsor Hills is a long-established gated resort near US 192 with a strong income history. Windsor at Westside is newer and larger with contemporary bigger floor plans. Solterra Resort near I-4 South is popular with European and UK buyers and runs consistent occupancy. Championsgate is dual purpose. Only the resort section is short-term rental permitted, not the residential side. And Reunion Resort is the luxury tier. 3 championship golf courses, guard-gated, an international buyer base, but higher carrying costs. Let's talk returns honestly. Investment buyers evaluate these properties on cap rate, annual net operating income divided by purchase price. A 6% cap rate on a $600,000 property means $36,000 of net income a year after every expense. Realistic Central Florida short-term rental cap rates in 2026 run 5 to 8% net. Value properties, smaller Kissimmee villas and townhomes, land in the 5 to 6% range. Mid-tier Disney proximity homes in Championsgate or Windsor Hills run 6 to 7.5, and luxury Reunion estate homes actually sit around 5 to 7 because their carrying costs are so high. Here's where the numbers get real. The costs sellers love to skip. Property management runs 20 to 35% of gross, and on-site resort programs at Reunion or Championsgate can hit 35 to 45%. Then HOA dues plus annual CDD fees that buyers constantly forget. Insurance on a short-term rental runs 20 to 40% higher than an owner-occupied home. Add property taxes, utilities, pool and lawn care, cleaning and turnover, and a maintenance budget of 2 to 3% of property value every year. The killer underwriting mistakes are using gross income instead of net and assuming peak season occupancy. Central Florida averages just 65 to 75% occupancy across the full year. Financing one of these is more complex than buying a primary home. Conventional loans are available, but the lender may demand proof the HOA permits short-term rentals, typically 20 to 25% down at a rate about half a point to 3/4 of a point higher than a primary residence. DSCR loans underwrite on the property's income rather than your personal income, which investors with multiple properties love. If you'll personally use it at least 14 days a year, you may qualify for second home rates, but the occupancy rules are strict and genuinely enforced. And cash is a real edge here. It removes the financing contingency, the appraisal risk, and lender approval of the community entirely. Last piece, who runs the place? A resort management program at Reunion, Champions Gates Oasis Club, or Windsor Hills gives you built-in bookings, resort amenities for guests, and professional check-in. Often worth it for remote owners, but commonly 35 to 45% of gross. Managing it yourself directly through Airbnb or VRBO saves 25 to 30% in fees, but expects 15 to 20 hours a month of your time, which is tough from out of state. A third option is an independent full-service manager at 20 to 30%, not tied to one resort. One more legal note. Every short-term rental requires tourist development tax registration with the county. That's a tax registration, not a license to rent. So, does an Orlando short-term rental pay? It can, if you get the order right. Confirm the county first, then confirm the HOA's own CC, and ours allow it, underwrite on net income, and a 65 to 75% occupancy. Target a true 5 to 8% net cap rate, and pick a management model that fits how far away you live. The communities that consistently work are Osceola County resorts like Windsor Hills, Solterra, Champions Gate, and Reunion. The full breakdown is in the guide at maxliferealty.com/blog/short-term rental investment Orlando. And before you make an offer on any vacation rental, call or text me, Ryan Solberg, at 321-373-3536, and let's run your real numbers together.